Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, greetings.
Hello. Greetings, Earthlings.
Peace.
My fellow. Oh, yeah. Yesterday was. No, not yesterday.
2 days ago.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is not Star Wars. You've just angered
I
everybody.
know. I instantly
Oh.
already fucked up. That's the
Oop.
show.
That's
Thank
it. We're
you.
done.
Thank
Jenna's
you for
off.
coming. Because
It was
obviously.
also Taco Moon Day.
Oh,
You
okay.
would. What? Taco.
Where's our tacos?
Apparently, I just heard about this. There's a day, May 4th this year was Taco Moon Day, where the moon was in the shape of a taco.
Perfect.
And you can get a free taco from the Taco Bell app.
Did you do
Dang,
that? Did you
wish
get
I
your free
knew.
taco?
No, I
want Taco Bell now.
had real Mexican food instead.
I haven't had Taco Bell in a while. Want to get some?
Well, don't. It's horrible. It is so gross. It's bad for you.
My mom
What?
likes Taco Bell a lot, so sometimes
Taco
we just
Bell.
be like, "Yep, it's just going." Anyway.
Yeah, Ollieman, too bad. You missed your chance.
What? If I was. Well, then call me out, son. Come
Get on
at
here
me,
and show it
bro.
and say it to her face.
Please. Get on here.
To my face.
Wait. So, you say you had real Mexican food. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. At least you stayed away from Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
It's one day. It's funny. One day, I was talking to Justin on my lunch break on the phone, and then I was like, "Don't go to fucking Taco Bell. Go to Del Taco. It's so much better." And he did, and he enjoyed it.
No, I definitely regretted every moment of it.
Why? How?
It was terrible.
Ew, why was it
regret it.
terrible? Why was it terrible?
No, it tasted like, I don't remember, cardboard.
You're a liar.
No, it was not good.
It
I
was.
definitely did not tell you that I enjoyed it.
You know what? You're just too. What? Oh, so you need to first smoke and then you what? Who
Oh,
said
yeah.
you could? What? Okay.
What's WAP? All right,
All
Jenna,
right.
you brought us here to discuss WAP, so please inform everyone what is WAP.
Wow, you just want me to dive on in, don't you?
You brought
How
us here
dare
for
you?
this. You
How
brought
dare
this
you?
upon yourself.
I did. First and foremost, hi Christine. Very important.
Shout
Very
out to
important.
our Twitch fan.
Our only Twitch. I think
The
she's
one
the
and
only
only.
one that streams.
Hi, Christine.
I think Christine's the only one that watches us through Twitch. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. What is WAP? Justin. No, nothing. Rollin.
You did this.
It's I've heard of a WAP. I've seen part of the video of a WAP. I know Ben Shapiro is concerned about WAP, but that is, I'm vaguely aware of it. I just try to ignore it.
Vaguely aware.
Yes.
Trying to ignore WAP.
Got too much other stuff to deal with.
That's fair.
Well, to be fair, Jenna, in anticipation of this video of this stream, once I saw what the subject was, I did watch about 3/4 of the video of WAP.
Oh.
So,
There's a video of what was it? That was like, they're British or European guys. They do like rap lyrics, and they did this song, and it was like super white. It was fantastic. I'll find it.
Oh, please find it. Is it like a well-known rap group or rap person?
Oh, they're not a rap group. They're like people that was getting together on their lunch break at work in the office, and they started like doing commentary.
That's how you do it.
And they just started streaming it.
Yes, I bogarted Justin a few days ago and said we're going to talk about WAP, only because I'm not trying to be. Don't think Ben Shapiro has ever seen the WAP. Clearly not native atheist, and you're right, because apparently his doctor wife has a super, super dry one. Allegedly. No, I'm serious. I didn't know his wife was a doctor, whatever. And I guess she's actually an OB-GYN doctor. And she was like, apparently told, her husband Ben that, a WAP means it's infectious and something's wrong and they need to see a provider.
I mean, I guess to be fair, the way it was like described in the video was as if you were like literally gushing onto the floor. And if you're probably gushing onto the floor, that might be concerning.
Well, obviously it's over exaggerated.
I know. But
But
him
I
just being
mean, if you're a
like, if you have a WAP,
squirter,
that means you have a problem. It's like, well, if it's gush, maybe, but just that context, like, I don't think it's that much of an issue in some certain contexts.
it's not an issue.
Yeah.
It's handled. No. I mean, obviously I chose the title for a reason because, it's eye-catching. Thank you, 10 viewers. No.
Shout out to all 10 viewers.
New world record.
Double digits.
Hey,
Double digits.
be proud. No, I was kidding. It's just a more broader discussion on the topic of, just the whole um harassment around how women are supposed to not convey themselves as vulgar and indecent and not say certain things because that's not ladylike versus, men in rap music videos and rock videos, just music history in general have done it for years. Like
Yeah,
I fail to believe that not a single person knows Sir Mix-a-Lot's song. Like,
I have no idea what you just said.
God damn it. God damn it.
One person. You found the one person who does not know what you're talking about.
I fail to believe that the rest of us 99 percenters
Us regular folk.
recall.
Us cultured folks.
But I mean, Roland, you had to like agree to some degree. Yes, I said that right. That there, historically, and not just rap music and primarily, but in multiple genres of music where a man talks about, a woman's body in some vulgar way, like taking control or getting her drunk or blah blah blah.
Yeah. Like I'm sure there's the same people who are not super happy about WAP are also maybe not as not happy about that, but WAP causes like outrage. Well, I guess everything else they're just like, that's just how it is. That's how men are. That's why women got to cover up, because if they don't, then they just be like this.
Yeah.
See, Ollieman's on my side. He also is uncultured and has no idea what you're talking about.
Ollieman is from Canada. Get out of here. Anyway.
Oh.
Wow.
Canadians don't count as people. All Canadians are uncultured, and we lose half of our viewers.
And now we're down to 5. I didn't know we had such a heavy Canadian populace. No. I'm kidding, Ollieman. But and this is not to point a finger at men or to say like, oh, then men should stop doing or talk about us that way, blah blah blah. Like, I personally, for me, don't like rap music just because that's just not my favorite genre, but I've listened to rock music, classical rock music, where it has references to such things, so that's fine. Oh my god, hi Neil. Nice to
Hey,
meet
Neil.
you.
It's like Nell the 604 atheist.
Hi Nell.
Just the way it looks on screen. Yeah, like in his name it's Neil, but like the way it popped up looked like Nell.
Right. And there's an argument to be said that obviously not a lot of women agree that they liked the video or the lyrics and all that stuff, and that's fine because people have I'm not necessarily trying to convince or tell you like, oh, you should like it because da 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 da, but you shouldn't. I feel that the level of criticism that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion had once that song was released was just flippant. I don't know. It was just this seemed not. I mean, it expected, yes, but utter bullshit to me also. And it's not like they're the first to actually produce and put out such vulgar lyrics in a music video. Little Kim has been doing it for years, and people from her era since then. So I think ultimately, just, the suppression of women just in general, and Black women to be more specific, has just been just routine, fairly routine. Because Missy Elliott, thank you, Andrew. You're right. Yeah.
Well, one of the big differences between this song and those is this one had over 200 million views on YouTube.
Yep.
This was like a pop phenomenon. I mean, it was incredibly popular, far more than those other songs that we're talking about.
And then it went on to win a Grammy, I believe, some sort of award.
No, it was like
nominated.
Played at the
or performed
Grammys.
At it. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean that doesn't like change whether the criticism was good or bad or anything. It's just that this was a lot. This reached a lot more people than a lot of those other songs would have. Sure. And it's it's probably due to a lot of reasons. Clips popular on different like Instagram and TikTok, and challenges made of it and all this other stuff. But so I mean, you're going to see a lot more people that would typically not get involved, especially like social commentators who feel like their job, like talk about Ben Shapiro, like his job is to commentate on social issues with a libertarian / right-wing bend opinion. So I mean that's his job, and so there's people that kind of seek out these things and are intentionally aware of any like social or pop culture phenomenon that might have a liberal bias or might what they feel like send the wrong message to kids or whatever.
Yeah. And there's obviously, people within the industry. I'll give more reference to. I think I recall there was a comment made by CeeLo Green. I know, big name. Who knows who that is? One hit wonder.
I've heard of him. I've heard of him.
God damn it, Roland. Like CeeLo Green, really? Out of everyone else? No, just kidding.
I think he was on like, I don't even know. He was just on a random show.
He was one of those like I think it was The Voice. Was it The Voice?
I've never seen The Voice, so
one of those song music contest things.
Okay.
I feel like it was The Voice, but
yeah, he was a judge on one of the talent shows.
Yeah. But him being, I guess he's some form of a rapper, hip hop artist and stuff like that. But for him to pretty much saying like, oh, when it was released, his comments were, oh, they have no shame, it was shameful, and I personally feel hurt on a moral and personal basis of the lyrics and how they personified themselves and made themselves look wrong or whatever. And I'm like, you came out with Sexual Chocolate and your lyrics are not as bad either. I'm not placing a double standard. I'm not placing a judgment on the lyrics. Like, you do you release your own creative outlet however you want, and people like it, they don't, whatever. But to criticize how Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion wanted to, convey their art, I think, it applies a double standard to say that, oh, I can rightfully write these lyrics and say these things, but if they do it, even though it was more vulgar language, no, it's a no-no. And I think that ultimately comes from, and actually, this is a good example too, because Lady Gaga, I remember she had a song called Love Game. There's one particular lyric was like, she wants, I don't remember. I think it was, she was like something right on your disco stick. And then, obviously that's a euphemism from, riding a penis. So, but there were like tons and tons of reviews. Like, they often said that particular song, that song came from that album. And the song itself was just really so popular that set the groundwork for her to be a big star that she is now. There was hardly anything negative or anything bad or, anything against what she put out. People loved it. And yeah, we know how, in the early days, how Lady Gaga used to like appear, and several of her songs were like random euphemisms, sexual euphemisms. So what makes these two women any different?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was way more explicit than the normal ones or something. I don't know. Maybe the whole instead of being like a song where it's kind of like, oh, it's just a part of the song. Maybe like this was like the main focus of the song. I don't know, like maybe just because it was popular. I hear random, songs from random artists all over that are in this range of kind of like of a sexual nature, and it's just like that's just part of what it is. So I guess people were just, maybe this was just more explicit, and the whole point was that it was like naming a body part and focusing on it and making that the core of it, as opposed to like just general sex stuff.
Pussy isn't a euphemism.
Yeah.
Damn right, Andrew. Yeah, and again, this is not a dig on men, but classically, men are portrayed as being the arbiters of sex, and women are the temptress all the time throughout history. And we for throughout history have been constantly shamed and put down and suppressed, not just through religion, but through just society as a whole. And then, slowly throughout the years, we got to continue to prove ourselves, continue to work harder and show. And then eventually, once, culture has evolved around us, we slowly, express more of what it means to feel comfortable in our skin and express ourselves the same way any other person would.
Mm-hmm. The thing with WAP kind of is it's the same phenomenon with the Lil Nas X Montero video, where
Oh.
it's like, women have been objectified and used as, sex objects in rap and hip hop videos for decades. And now when they come out with a video doing just that, but like taking ownership of it, it's a big problem. The term like hip hop honey or whatever, it is a thing, right? Like
Video
people
vixen,
pay,
yeah.
video vixen, all this stuff. People pay women to like wear virtually no clothing and dance around in videos, and they say the same things about them that they were saying in that video. And it's been going on forever since I started watching, hip hop videos back on the box in the 90s. And same thing with Lil Nas X video. Like you put people in these box, and when they don't own it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
So it's that fact of like taking the power back or taking ownership of it's okay when I say it or when I explain it, but when you kind of almost like a taste your own medicine, when it's all in your face and it's unavoidable and you can't get away from it, or you can't ignore it, then it's a problem and it has to be addressed. And they don't know how to address it without being very hypocritical.
That's true. I think I remember, I don't know if it was you, Justin, or it was probably most likely you, that showed me the remix of Ben Shapiro actually talking about it, but replacing pussy with P, and then and then it was like what was it, remixed into an actual song. That shit was funny. And I think, Roland, you had said that you saw what, 3/4 of the music video.
Three-fourths of the music video.
I appreciate you doing your research.
It's just not like my type of song. So I just got to a point where I'm just like, okay, I kind of get the point. I'm just like, all right, I'm done listening.
It's okay. No, and that's fine. That's fair, right? Because I don't, as a whole, really care or listen to a lot of hip hop or rap, but I do have guilty pleasure songs. Like fucking, what's that song by Little John that was like the shit at prom to dance to back in the early 2000s. I love that fucking song, and it's the most vulgar shit. Like then it was the most vulgar shit ever, but that shit was hot. And who didn't dance to that?
I didn't go to prom, so I didn't dance to that.
Fair enough.
Someone calling me out, Jena, about my uncultured music tastes and my lack of prom going. Damn, I feel bullied. I feel attacked.
I'm hitting you hard today.
If you wanna hear the Ben Shapiro clip, 55 seconds.
I think I can manage.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear it.
You sure it's not too loud?
Can't hear it. Did you when you click share, did you click add audio or whatever?
Let's
Let me
try
remove
this.
it and you try it again.
I hit share.
Instead, we
Share
just have
screen.
a pulsing picture.
Oh,
of
share audio. Okay.
There you go. Share
A
that
pulsing
audio.
picture.
Just pulsing.
All right, hold. Let's try this again.
In this house.
Oh, no.
Wars in this house. There's some wars in this house. There's some
So ridiculous.
I said certified freak house. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you've got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up, N word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Hit your nose with a credit card. Hop on top if I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet. Come take a dive. It continued along these lines. And it's significantly more vulgar. Like a lot more vulgar.
A lot more. Yeah.
It's too much for his pure sensibilities.
I'll be honest. I freaking want to download that one. It's too fucking funny.
Just share that everywhere so that the entire world just sees him like talk singing the song.
Yeah, right.
What's funny is like so people will criticize that, but then like fight for free speech and this and that. But like if he had it his way, that video would be gone, like out of existence. It's like that. It's like the new this new social media platform, Frank Speech, from the My Pillow guy that's launching, and it's a place for free speech and free ideas, but you can't.
But here are all the rules that you're not allowed to say.
You can't curse, and you can't criticize religion, and it's like, okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's free speech except for all this whole list of rules.
Yeah.
Including like just cursing.
Can I just advise against?
It's free speech, but some people's speech are freer than others.
You know what? I agree, Andrew. For the moment, please don't spit in each other's mouths unless you're vaccinated.
That's assault.
Only vaccinated spit for me, thanks.
Well, what if that's how you like to give your antibodies to your partner?
Like, can I take that vaccine to go? I want to just inject it in my mouth and spit it into my partner. Okay, thanks.
Oh boy!
Imagine. No.
Swish it around. No. Swish it around and then go down. That's how you spread the antibodies.
Tastes good.
Get some backwash in there.
Oh God! I feel like I was just talking about backwash. Anyways, no, but you're right. You're absolutely right, Justin. I think I remember there was like I remember listening to because when I get ready for work in the morning, I listen to a lot of political news and stuff, and they had referenced the My Pillow Guys podcast where someone pretended, and this is so stupid, but someone pretended to call in as Trump.
And
then, like they started off pretty legit, and then they started, saying shit, and then they ended it, and I'm like, how did you honestly think that was him? Like, are you that desperate? Like,
well, I mean, I think they're like legitimate acquaintances, if not friends on some level.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I was like that, I don't want to say like narcissistic, but like that, like in my own head, in my own world,
Mm-hmm.
I would believe that if I was like on a national show or something that's being broadcast nationally.
Yeah, and it's a new podcast trying to get your name out there, reach more and more of your Trump.
Well, yeah, that he would, he would take time away from his morning McDonald's to give me a shout.
His Fox and Friends.
By the way,
no, he hates. He's at war with Fox now.
Like Fox now,
yeah, they're bad people.
ONA is his new bae. ONA is bae, or is it?
Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by President Biden and Kamala Harris.
we got Kamala somewhat not really look-alike, but close enough, I guess.
Yeah, she's black.
Biden look-alike.
No.
She is black and from California, so we're related, obviously.
Yeah,
and
they're the same.
I think Biden's from Michigan, so there you go.
That is
Close enough.
not even close.
They're like 50 miles apart. It's fine.
Pretty. He's on the east side.
50 miles.
He's in the eastern
He's
standard
on that
time
side.
zone.
He's on that side. Anything outside of California borders is East Coast. So whatever.
Exactly. There's no mountain time. There's no central. We
None of
don't
that
even
exists.
know when does the ACA have this thing. We don't know. They say
Don't
central
know.
time. I don't know what that means.
Whatever it is, it's in PST. That's all I know.
Yep, exactly.
No, but it's funny because when they, shout out free speech, it's free speech in relation to what they want free speech to be.
Yeah.
And anything outside of that, especially if it's super vulgar and super left-leaning and liberal.
Yep, that's fine.
Right. Yeah. I think what concerns me, and not to stray too much away from WAP, but what ultimately concerns me, and I think I recall when I kind of dial back a little bit, when I first started listening to like politics and stuff was right around the time Bush 2 got elected the first time, and then I started like really paying attention to politics and everything. And I thought at that time, maybe around the Clinton era, early Bush, that conservatives or Republicans then were fairly decent people. You had your extras, but for the most part, I didn't feel that they were so much against what was thought of as popular social issues that they would just totally not vote for just to be against the other side. But nowadays, it's like even Mitch McConnell blatantly says like my number one duty is to not vote for whatever Biden wants to push forward. And I'm like, fucking really? That's your number one duty? You've been in the fucking Senate for how many years? Do you not care about your folks back home? Kentucky? Is it Kentucky? It's Kentucky.
Well, they've over the last years, they've convinced the constituents that, I mean, they've convinced them that is what they want also, right? So the people that vote for him are telling him, hey, whatever you do, just don't agree with Biden, or the don't work with the Democrats. I mean, that's kind of the issues are almost irrelevant now. It's
Mm-hmm.
You're only going to get past what is like stuff that's incredibly bipartisan that is not really an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like defense spending. They all kumbaya come together when it's time to spend $800 billion on defense spending.
But what the fuck, you vote against women's rights?
But if it's something that the Democrats want, even if it makes sense, I mean, it's like the job is to fight against that. I mean, that's the job now.
Mm-hmm. Wrong one. Well, Stitics, if you be on time for the freaking show, maybe you hear more about it.
Do you want me to do a transition back to WAP? I got one ready.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh shit. Who's first? Okay, Rolling, you first.
All right. Speaking of war spending being a Republican's wet dream, WAP.
That was good.
Sort of. What's yours, Justin?
Oh, I got another clip to share.
Clip time.
Even
this
better.
is that video I was telling you about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
WAP
Yeah.
explicit. Let's go for it.
Read through.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. I said certified 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy. Make that pull-out game weak.
What would be better is like making some elderly people have to say this.
Right?
Oh, this guy's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up on top on the ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look into my eyes. This pussy's wet. Come take a dive. I mean, like I'm surprised. Let's role play, although disguised. I'll dress as Mike.
And a commenter, we're gonna get copyright strikes.
Right in
Probably.
Gobble me. Hey.
Hey. That's the only lyric that I know. Hey.
Wow.
Oh my
So they can't even make it through.
It's like say the lyrics and whoever laughs first loses.
That's like this is a drinking game right here.
It is, right?
Come on. I'm trying.
Come on.
You can do it, buddy.
Come on, be
Come
professional.
Be professional and read
On the
these.
side of
All right.
I think
That's
we
Office
got
Blokes. If you want to look it up.
Oh God. That's fucking funny. No, it that's the humorous side of, trying to get through those lyrics. But it's just funny, the reaction, like majority of it has been, that side of the aisle and men, how they react to, those lyrics and stuff. So, oh God, that's hilarious. I can't even think. Oh, wait. Oh, sticks. I know the one part about park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Proud of you. Proud of you, sir. Thank you.
You have some cultured folks here.
Very, very cultured. All 5 of you. No. So I had a question, I lost it, but I will say this. I think it's just interesting. I mean, we can laugh about it, and I personally, I'm proud. I know all the lyrics, but I liked the song initially because it was catchy. I mean, and then I on a personal level I do like Cardi B, and then but it's just like I said, there's those guilty pleasure songs I do like out of the genre of that music, but in a sense, I think, people can draw their own conclusions and what would be the main purpose of that song and video. Like, it empowers women to express their sexuality. It's okay to talk about wanting sex and needing sex and how you want it and desire it, just the same as how men do, and vice versa. And I feel there's honestly nothing wrong with that, myself either. But again, this is not convinced to have, Rollin watch more than 3/4 of the video, or anyone looking up the lyrics and trying to read them for themselves. It's just the point is it's harmful, and we're still in this space that criticism is drawn from women trying to express themselves in a vulgar or sexual manner. And I'm like, come on, it's 2021. Like, can we get past this shit?
I mean, we still can't even tell people like just the very basic biological how your parts work without it being like, oh no, it's gonna hurt the children. It's like it's like telling them how their kidneys work. Like it's
like
but
they go
thing.
home. They go home and play Grand Theft Auto and Mortal Kombat. It's fine to show them how to break a spine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's how I learned to break spines, and I've been practicing that ever since.
Yeah. And another thing, another thing, like just because a woman expresses herself, shows a bit more skin, says more vulgar sexual words, doesn't grant you the fucking invitation to sexually assault them. That's just dumb.
Yeah, that's been a big thing that I've seen on Twitter and Facebook lately about with OnlyFans and platforms like that getting more and more popular, and a lot of sex workers being more open about their occupation and what happens to them, and kind of asserting their rights and their positions on these things, and trying to be part of the conversation that is about them on and so it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like, this is my job, or I'm doing this for my channel or my platform, whatever it may be. This is my job. But that doesn't, all the same social etiquettes and rules apply of consent and safety and all that other stuff. And
Yeah,
it's like,
for both men and women alike.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm offering a service, and you like it or not, you pay for it or not, and we still be decent people to each other.
Yeah.
And it's just very difficult for a lot of people to get that.
It's like if you're a carpenter, it's like, well, okay, I give out my services as a carpenter to build whatever. That doesn't mean like you get to force me to build whatever you want whenever you want. Even if you're paying me, it's like, no, I can say no, I don't want to build this. It also doesn't give you the right to like push me off a ladder. It's like, well, you're up the ladder to build the thing. What do you expect? Like, you're not allowed to push people off of ladders even if they're carpenters. Like, that's just the way I think about it. Is like,
I mean,
yeah, there are
unfortunately,
parts that
yeah, unfortunately, there are people that do think like that. I'm paying you. You're. I mean, they treat you as their servant, or as, you know, they own you, or they own your body or your labor for that amount of time. Which is outside of the scope of the contract, right? It's outside of the agreement. And there are people that think that, you know, if they say, if you know, because I mean, I work in commercial construction, you know, there's definitely people that say, you know, I'm paying you, you're on the clock, you work for me, so you're going to do what I say no matter what it is, because that's your job. When that's not your job. Your job is to do what you signed up for. And that's, you know, that kind of, that's like pretty much the whole deal is to, you know, you should only be required to do what you signed up for, and anything more than that has to be talked about, negotiated, agreed upon, as like a whole new deal, not like, oh, I gave you money, now do what I say.
That's true.
And deal with whatever I want to do because I'm throwing money at you.
That's true. I have personal experience with that, and I have experience from like my mom's point of view, because she's doing a lot of construction work at her home, and she's, you know, she's kind of like that hard-fisted woman. It's like, oh, well, I'm paying, and exactly what you said. I'm paying you to do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, that like, but that wasn't part of the original deal. You just happened to see something extra and was like, oh, maybe they can do that.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
think
if the person decides to do it like out of the goodness of their heart, then sure. But if you say, I hired you to, you know, build a cabinet for me, you can't say like, oh, build this table. The person could say no, and then you can't like yell at them or demand that they make the table. It's like, no, you hired me to build the cabinet. I'm doing that. You can't just tack on the table. Now, if I want to, sure, I'll build the table for you too, but probably not the best business model to be just making tables for people.
You're not earned more than what was. Yeah. You're not owed more than what was initially agreed upon.
Yeah. Right.
And that's you know, there's a big sense of entitlement. Of, I deserve whatever I want, regardless of how it affects you.
Oh, and
Kathy has a point here.
Yeah, I was just about to get to. I was just gonna get to that. Oh, every time you see a man wearing a football jersey in public, you can tackle them and say they were asking for it because of the way they dress. I love that, Kathy. That's good.
That I you know, I almost feel like I should work out and like just get huge just to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it
that would be a
sounds
lot
like a good idea in practice, but like a lot of the people who are wearing football jerseys are like either like people who are kind of beefy, or they're people who are like really big, like not like strong, but just like people who eat a lot of like nachos and stuff, so they're just big. So it's not really someone like people who just sit and watch the game all the time. So it's like, I don't know if you could like really tackle them.
People who eat a lot of nachos.
I don't know. That's what I thought of people like when they're eating stuff and watching the game, and you know,
you wear a football jersey, you must eat a lot of nachos.
That's a stereotype, and I'm living by it.
I like it.
That's my bias against people who wear football jerseys.
How dare you have bias against nachos? How dare you?
Nachos are fine. It's just people with football jerseys.
Oh shit, maybe. That's like the men who think because they pay for dinner in a movie, their date owes them sex. Very true. And you know, yeah, very true. Why you gotta hate on nachos?
I'm not hating on nachos. I'm hating on people who are wearing football jerseys.
And you know what? I want to go back to I see stitics. I want to go back to this. This has been like I've listened to this conversation amongst a lot of people, especially when it cropped up initially. How does "you can't make me build your house" jib with jib? Is that what he's going to say?
Jive.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. It needs a V, sir.
I think it's jive. Yeah.
Speaking of V's, No, kidding. Jive with the wedding cake thing. It's
weird because just from what I remember, the way that the wedding cake thing was decided, I don't think it was really decided as yes, you're allowed to discriminate. It's more like someone can't make you make something. So
exactly.
because if I was a painter and Justin walked in and said, I want you to paint like this landscape, and I was like, no, I don't want to, just because like he couldn't do anything to like make me do it. And it's like now if Justin walks in with like his boyfriend and say, hey, could you paint a portrait of us, for our wedding, and I'm bigoted against LGBT people, and I say no, like I understand the reason I did it was not right, but also why would you then be allowed to force me to paint it?
Right.
I guess the thing would be you would have to, if you wanted to enforce that sort of like non-discrimination, it would be like have to be like a fine or something. But then again, it's like we're fining you because you didn't make a cake, but you didn't paint the picture or make the cake, but also we can't like I guess it'd be like a cost benefit analysis. It's like, would you make the cake or paint the picture and go against your values, even though it doesn't really do that, or pay the fine? It's kind of like, okay, you have a discrimination fine basically, which I mean, I guess that could be something, but I'm sure they'd argue it's religious discrimination. It's like, no, because anyone who discriminates could do that. I guess that could be a possible remedy. It's like, all right, if you want to discriminate, you got to pay a fine for it. And so you pay the discrimination fine, and then, okay, you can discriminate, but you got to pay however many dollars for it.
Yeah, I mean, these laws exist because there were groups of people that were just literally did not have access to services and goods in areas due to discrimination. I mean, it's not like when they were making these laws, it's not like, oh, you're gay or you're black, so you can't get a cake. You can just go down the road to get another one. It was like, no, it was like you couldn't get one anywhere. You couldn't get a loan anywhere. You couldn't get a house anywhere. You couldn't get a car anywhere.
And it's not like they were able to like open up their own business and do it then. It's just, nope, you can't get a loan, you can't buy this house or this building for your business. No one will go there. Well, I guess people would go there.
You can't go into bars, you can't go into restaurants, or if you did, the services that were available to you were subpar and inferior. And so that's when all these laws were created, and the scenario that they're trying to prevent.
No, so I'm just reading Andrew's thing. I think the issue was, I think he said, like they said, we want to have a cake made for our wedding, and he said no, but you can get anything else from the shop. I think that was the issue, was the actual making of the cake. I vaguely remember that was what he said that, or that's what they said that he was able to say. Yeah, that's what I remember. There was some sort of discussion of it where that's what he said was the issue. He, they wanted a wedding cake made specifically for their wedding, and he said no, but you can order cupcakes or whatever from the shop.
Okay, so in a sense, he was. Well, I have to dial back because I barely remember that case, and I didn't really dive heavily into it. But in a sense, it's not like he denied serving them. He gave them options within his private store.
Yeah,
but
it's not like he told them
something.
Because again, he said you can. It's not like he kicked them out and called security and said you can't even be here. He just said that he would not make a cake for their wedding. So if a straight couple came in and asked the same thing, he'd be like, okay, sure, I'll make the cake. But he also made the same thing, he wouldn't make a cake for someone who's celebrating a divorce or something. So it's
okay, yeah,
it's annoying because we know you're basing your reason, same thing, if someone just walked in, you just didn't like their haircut and you're like, no, I don't want to do a cake for this person, they smell, whatever reason. The only reason we're prickly on it is because it's against LGBTQ people who have been discriminated against for however long.
This is a good kind of position to kind of question Kelly, our guest from last week, because he among us, he's a store owner, so that would be something. And he actually said, even nowadays with wearing a mask, his signage is pretty much no shirt, no mask, no service.
Yeah.
You have a right as a private business owner to deny service for individuals that don't abide by, the rules of being in the store, for one. And if they have full right to decline serving you, if for one they don't feel comfortable about it, I mean, for any reason really, because this is their well, I won't say any reason.
It's not for any reason. I mean,
Right.
the reason that this case was a thing is because there are protected classes of discrimination. The same for hiring. So employment, it's the same protected classes. You even in a right to work state, you can fire anybody. I mean, fire people, but you can't fire them because of these things.
Right.
You will find another way to get rid of them, because managers always can. But you can't explicitly fire them for these reasons. Like this, so the cake thing was a big deal because they explicitly said, "I will not serve you because this is a gay wedding."
Yeah.
And they could have just said, "No, we don't want to," or "We can't make that," or "I don't want to make that," or whatever it was. But they explicitly said, "I am discriminating against you because of this." And that's when it became, a federal thing.
Federal thing. Okay. Well then, obviously that's wrong. If the case was a matter, because I was going to say, if they didn't explicitly, if they didn't explicitly say, I'm not serving you because, you're gay and or you're black or whatever type of hateful thing you want to say, then obviously, Justin's right. But if they denied it and explicitly said they didn't, I guess you can phrase it, feel comfortable providing that service, or just didn't want to and not even give a reason, just say, no, I'm sorry. Then, I mean, that is that private business owner's right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just double checked. The cake shop owner said he will not create wedding cakes for gay couples, but they're free to buy any baked goods from the store.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Wait, what's the difference then?
Well, it's forcing him to have to make something, as opposed to he just made a whole batch of cookies. Like, okay, the cookies are already there, you're gonna make it.
Well, because the cake, a wedding cake, is explicitly for a wedding.
Yeah.
And he didn't support the wedding.
Yeah. Okay. And he has to I think if they wanted it made, they might have wanted it made for a specific reason, and so. Same thing. It's like if you go into the paint shop and say, "Can you paint me and my same-sex partner?" They'd be like, "No, but you can buy any other painting you want." It's like, well, you're trying to make them create something as opposed to letting the people buy what they want that's already created.
Yeah, you just need to claim that the cookies, you're having wedding cookies instead of a cake.
There you go.
Just let them run out of options.
Well, damn. All right, no, that makes sense. I forgot why. Why did you ask that question, Stitics? Where did that bridge from? Now it's just random.
Oh, it was because we were talking about entitlement to somebody's labor. So if someone's a carpenter and you want them to build you a table, but you only hired them to build a cabinet, whatever, then he's like, well, how does that apply to the wedding cake issue
And that bridge from sex workers and still, being, demonstrating that there is consent involved, things like, okay, gotcha.
I'm still stuck on nachos.
That's the only takeaway.
I have no bad feelings towards nachos because of my tendency to try to eat vegan stuff. I can't typically eat nachos, but I'm all for nachos. Now I want nachos, so I'm gonna find a way to make nachos.
Vegan nachos?
Yeah, there's cheese you can melt, and there's this fake ground beef that's pretty decent that you can put on them. And there's beans and stuff.
You don't even have to put the extra. Sometimes I just would do nachos with just cheese, or the chips with just cheese.
Yeah, you can do that.
There you go. Yes.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
I don't. I'm just kidding. Insisting pineapple goes on. Yes. Thank you. We're venturing more into the weeds. Speaking of pizza. I mean, no, that was pretty much it. I just, because I'm a girl, not yet a woman. I just wanted to talk about pussies. I'm done.
There
Next
you go.
week,
You need to
we talk
school us
about
both.
penises.
Okay, and Justin, you're at the forefront. You can tell us all about it.
Is that another WAP? I hope. I don't know.
Another WAP.
It's a
It's a hap. It's a hap.
It's a hap. Hard.
ass.
I'm a little slow. I like it.
That one took me a second.
Come on, y'all. Supposed to be the experts on these. I'm just the rando you pull into the show sometimes.
Yes.
If we were experts, we'd have more than 5 people watching.
Actually, we have 12. Thank you.
Watermelon
and peaches. Yes.
Watermelon and peaches.
That's all we were talking about. For anyone who's just joining now, that's what WAP stands for.
I definitely don't understand what Ben Shapiro's problem is with fruit.
I don't get it either. Well, I guess it's like fruit is the derogatory term for like gay people, and I don't know what his maybe. I don't know.
There's the connection. Fruit needs to be dry.
Yep. He's only into dried fruit.
Like dried mango slices. Those are so good, by the way. I want some. Those are really good. It's a good snack. Want a potato.
Oh yeah.
Pie. Everything.
we got good names for next one. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're just going to talk about that.
Want a potato. You know what? That's funny, actually, because I recall. Thank you, Zix. I recall. Yes, I recall. Actually Googling. I don't know. I just Googled WAP, and then there was like an article or some random site that lists like 15 or 16 alternatives to WAP.
What does WAP mean when you're talking?
Yeah, like different acronyms for it, and want a potato was one of them. Some of them are really fucking strange. I'm like, why? You're just trying to just make shit happen.
Oh,
but yeah, that was one of them. It's funny.
That's all you gotta do.
That's all you gotta do. You know what? Yes, HAP is an issue, and I need to talk about it because I don't feel comfortable that men can have a pill to have 4-hour-long HAPs and just not be, discriminated against for it.
Yeah, if you want a potato for more than 4 hours, contact your doctor.
It's called lube. That's your WAP. That's your potatoes for you.
The lube for that potato is butter.
I'm
with Korean chives.
Wow.
Like potato.
This is now a cooking channel.
This is now a cooking channel. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're about almost at that hour. I'm not drunk either. This is strawberry lemonade. I'm just a little
sure
silly.
It is.
I tried to post a link in the chat and it didn't go through. But let me see. I'm gonna try it again. But it's a Supreme Court opinion on the
the masterpiece cake thing.
The masterpiece versus
Oh yeah.
Colorado.
Or if you want to search for it, it's Masterpiece Cakeshop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission.
Very nice.
And if you want the facts, that would be where to go.
That's where you go.
That'd be where to go.
Want the true facts, the car facts, cake facts.
Cake car facts.
Because the Supreme Court opinion should contain pretty much the whole story, the timeline, and everything.
Yep, that's usually how it should go.
Yeah. Well, good. Wait, you already posted it, or you're trying to?
I tried, and I failed.
Oh.
No links allowed.
You know what? I will add it in the description upon editing, because I totally edit live stream shows. I just try to fix my fucked up misspelling of words. I would look through like my descriptions of shows, and I'm like, that sentence doesn't make sense. It didn't post anywhere yet, Stitix. I'll add it to the description to the show.
Well, on my screen, I posted it to the YouTube chat from my personal account, and it's just not doing the thing.
Of moderators, if you see what the post is, maybe you can grant the showing. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe I have to wrench myself.
Wrench yourself. We have
Get
2
wrenched.
mods in the chat. They can't
Wrench
freaking show
yourself
it.
before you drench yourself.
Back to
show the
WAP.
link?
And that's how we circle back.
And I'm done.
And we're done. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.
Takeaway, WAP and FAP. Please don't spit in each other's mouth because COVID.
Unless you're both vaccinated, then it's fine.
Unless you're both vaccinated, and especially if it's the vaccine.
Spit the vaccine into each other's mouths.
And Jared,
That's how we get herd
post
immunity. That's how we get
in
herd
the,
immunity.
on the Discord.
Yes, Justin will post it in the Discord, which we will venture onto in just a few. Let me get my banner. Banner. This is why Justin likes me. I embarrass him.
I just kind of like go off into space when you start making sounds.
Seriously, he is like, it's like we've known each other for years. He's like got that shit down pat, because every time I say something crazy or act silly or try to like compliment him and shit, he's just like,
he knows how to block it out. He's got those
like,
auto.
God
auto
damn
mods.
you. Yeah, and I'm like, God fucking damn you and your 4 fucking monitors. Like, pay attention. Give me a reaction. See, look, nothing.
Well, I can tell. There's like a tone when the productive conversation ends and it trails off into craziness.
But that's the fun part. Vibe with me, dog.
Jibe with me.
Jibe, vibe.
Damn it, stitics. Anyway, that's a wrap. Oh, and also, hashtag nachos. So we're gonna go into the after show. If you're not already there, tiny.cc. So you find us there. Do you want to shill anything extra, Justin and R. Rollin? No, nothing. Same old ish.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you can bug Justin there because he loves hearing from people and loves sending people funny gifts. They're pretty legit, the shit he finds. It's hilarious. You can do the same for me if you want. I'm just, very bad at social media. Sorry. Really bad.
She's there in spirit.
I'm there. Thank you.
No, not even that. Just gone.
I'm just gone. I can be there in spirit. I can sense maybe someone's trying to reach out to me and I'm just too lazy or haven't gotten to it or forgot my password, so I gotta reset it every fucking 3 different times in a week. Anyways. Oh, friend of the show, Mikey Famine. Hi.
Friend of the pod.
Good evening, sir.
In the
nice
tail
for
end.
you. Nice for you to take a break from your multiple busy schedule of hosting other channels. This guy works a lot. No, Mikey, you're cool. Thank you. Hi, Mikey. Oh, by the way, Mikey, if you're listening, I've been trying to reach out to you and your folks over there at the bin podcast, great channel. They run their show opposite of us on our Thursday evenings. They're there Thursday in the afternoon. I know, crazy, during work hours. Who are these folks? So please subscribe to the bin. Just, type in, I don't have the link with me right now. I'll find it somewhere. Or Justin's on it. Someone's on it. Someone get on it. Yeah, they have a YouTube channel, the Ben Podcast. Great folks. Also, Ben Podcast, we need you on IFWAS in the evening. So mark it.
Links aren't working for me, so I don't know how to link.
Why do we have mods? What the fuck? One is high, and the other one, I don't know.
His internet doesn't work.
Hashtag internet. All right. Also in the mix, as far as getting the bid podcast on, I reached out to Dig on America to get them on, and we sit and chat with them. They're pretty cool folks. They reach out and talk about politics and yell at each other. It's a good time. Oh, and cigars.
Mikey is here for the watermelon and peaches.
Yeah. Indeed. Yes, wake up the children. The reason why they're running the Thursday afternoon is because majority of their cast is from Europe. I cannot fabricate links from. Well, then try, Stitix.
From my Wa booty.
Wa booty.
Oh God. Okay, yeah, we're done. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in the Discord. Have a good night, folks.
And the WAP booty.
Oh, booty.
God.